Hi there, hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another video. We're pretty much right at the halfway mark of 2023, in the beginning of July. So I think it's about time to compile a list for my top 10 basketball shoes of 2023, as some of you have asked too. Now this is based on overall performance, so with everything factored in based on my experience, like traction, cushioning, fit, materials, and all that. I should also clarify that these are all new releases since January of this year. So there are also other great options that you can get, like the 2AV3, Curry 10, LeBron 20, but those were already on my top 10 list last year. So yeah, these are the best hoop shoes this year. I'm gonna stick true to their encore performance, like the #1 shoe you might have never even heard of. But feel free to drop down your top 10, top 5, or just your favorite shoes so far in the comments. I guess by the end of the year, when we do this again, we can kind of look at what went down and which ones stayed as the top tier performers. And before we get right into it, let's take a look at some amazing products from today's sponsor, Exter Wallets. Exter is a brand that makes high quality, modern, and most importantly, very functional wallets. With the aluminum card holder, I finally got rid of my old and chunky folding wallet that's just nowhere near as convenient as this one. This smart wallet can hold up to 12 cards. With this button right here to pop the cards out, it's super easy to use and carry. There's also an expendable backplate for some extra holding. It's lightweight, very thin, but also sturdy at the same time. Just this product itself, there's 14 colors available. The one I have here has like a nice camel print on it. On the Exter website, which you'll see a link below in the description, there are also plenty of other products to choose from, like this tractor card that can help you find and locate your wallet through your phone, at just about the size of a credit card, so it's very convenient. Also this laptop sleeve that has a premium touch to it with protective padding. So check out their wallets and personal accessories on the website. Make sure you use my link and code below to receive a discount. And thank you Exter for sponsoring today's video. All right, now back to the list. I only have 2 honorable mentions. One is the Jordan Why Not 0.6. I've had no issues with this one. They're very light, traction works fine. The zip collar is also not a gimmick. And these guys just flow with your movements so nicely with the extended also. Another one is the Fission 8 from Wade, but I almost consider it an outdoor specific shoe, especially for the summertime, with that cool shell upper and super durable also. There are also some good low top versions of their original models, like the Wade 10 Low, but it's pretty much identical to the regular version, which was already within the top 3 for me last year. The Jordan 37 Low and Curry 2 Low Flotro were close to being out here too. Okay, starting off at number 10, I have the All City 11. Yeah, I know that some might have thought that they'd be higher on the list, but trust me, there's so many good shoes this year. Most brands are delivering their best efforts, and it's getting very competitive between Chinese brands too. Anyways, the All City 11 is very comfortable on feet. It features full-length boom, and you can really feel the soft and responsive foam underneath. The smooth transition going from front to back is probably the best part. And what's even better is that they're waifu friendly with enough space for most people in the toe box. I just wish the upper material can be more sturdy so that it doesn't fold or detach from your feet. And I've heard that some people had issues with the materials not holding up. But to me, the All City 11 is a top 10 shoe this year. I do use them outdoors too. At number 9 is the LeBron Next Gen. I got a good way to describe it and a bad way. So if you look at the design of the silhouette and technology featured, this is pretty much just a shoe, like a Nike basketball shoe. That's a good way, by the way. No, seriously, if you find the heel on the LeBron 20 to be too soft and you want better stability and rigidness while also saving 40 bucks, the LeBron Next Gen is a pretty good choice. Also, for those that usually find LeBrons to be too heavy, too bulky, and too much of a brick on feet, this shoe is basically the lightest LeBron shoe out there. So in that sense, being just a shoe might honestly be a good thing today, because brands are throwing all these fancy tech and cushioning setups out there. This midsole on the Next Gen is simply good enough. A bad way to describe it is that it doesn't offer anything unique. Traction and cushioning, these are all decent, but nothing special. And 160 bucks is still pretty pricey, so it's kind of an awkward pricing by Nike. Next up is one of my favorite shoes right now, but I do recognize the downsides to it, which we're gonna talk about. So objectively speaking, they won't go any higher than the number 8 spot, and that is the Jordan Tatum 1. The Tatum 1 is an extremely lightweight shoe, even lighter than some of the most recent Currys, to give you a reference. So if you prefer something minimal, this should be one of the first ones that come up. They're easy to break in, and I didn't feel any part of the shoe pinching against my feet or causing any discomfort. But the bad part is, one, also durability. This is unfortunately an indoor-only shoe, because this foam outsole can wear out easily, and traction isn't the most consistent. Two, the materials tend to create some separation from your feet inside. I know that some people went down a half size to solve that. For me, going true to size, but using much better insoles, like the Move Game Day insoles, everything is solved. But obviously, switching out insoles doesn't really count towards the performance of the shoe itself. So now I admit that this is, in my opinion, the best looking hoop shoe so far this year. This pink lemonade colorway that I got recently is a really fresh look that pops on the court. So yeah, I think it's a solid shoe to kick off Jason Tatum's signature line. But for concerns with traction and durability, this is where the JT1 ends up here. At number 7, I haven't done a separate video on these, but this is just a fantastic all-around shoe that I have to include here, the Li-Ning Sonic 11. So note that this is from Li-Ning itself, not from Wade. They're essentially Nike and Jordan brand, in case you're wondering. The Sonic 11 is right around average weight, very breathable with good airflow while you're playing in them. Traction is absolutely amazing. This cushioning setup gets the job done for most types of players. And you can see that nice curvature, almost a boat-like shape. So the way it transitions is the biggest highlight. Also, Li-Ning shoes can be expensive nowadays, but the Sonic 11 is one of their cheaper models. So this is a shoe that I would strongly recommend. So from here on up, these are all shoes that I would easily put at S tier, being the best of the best. Actually, if you watch a lot of my videos, you can make a guess now on what my top pick is in the comments. Let's talk about Puma's best hoop shoe as of now. At number 6, the All Pro Nitro. Yes, I would take these over the MB2. MB2 low, Fusion Nitro, Rise Nitro. Okay, first of all, Puma basketball shoes are usually on the heavier side, but these guys are not. Going true to size, my pair is right around average weight, or even slightly below. So they're good for faster playing styles. Traction on that translucent outsole is excellent. Super loud and squeaky. Nitro on this midsole feels very soft on feet. You get quite a lot of heel compression and a nice subtle bounce in it, so responsiveness is up there too. The materials are nothing premium, but still better than the plasticky upper on the MB2. So the All Pro Nitro is not only a great second chapter to the Clyde All Pro, but also arguably the best shoe they've made with Nitro or Nitro-infused foam. Moving into the top 5 now, I have a shoe that's in my rotation heavily, the Son of Flash. They're also one of my go-tos for outdoor use. I'll try to keep it short because I've talked about this shoe multiple times on my channel. The Son of Flash is a perfect balance of responsiveness and comfort. The outsole with the small lightning symbols give you a very good grip on both clean and dusty courts. Boom pods are placed in both the forefoot and heel, some nice added bounce to help with your takeoffs. Just keep in mind that if you have really wide feet, this shoe is more like medium or slightly narrow width, especially tight around the midfoot area. It does break in better over time, but for true wide footers, you might want to consider other options. Coming in at number 4 is, I think, the only shoe on this list that I've never talked about before, but also one that has high potential to move up even higher on the list. That is the Asics Gelburst 27. Well, I've already played in this shoe quite a few times, and I've always felt like I was confident to make whatever moves on any type of court, knowing that the bottom line is the traction always got me covered to come to a full stop. Underfoot cushion and comfort are just top notch. To describe how their flight foam feels, I would compare it to how Full Lens React is on the Nike PG6, which was my top pick from last year. Very soft, but not to a point where it becomes unstable, if that makes sense, because this foam absorbs impact really well. The Gelburst 27 is actually on the lighter side of things, and even though they kept that similar look to its previous versions, this time they made it a lower cut around the collar area. So me being a big fan of low top shoes, I had to pull the trigger on this one, all the way from Asia, even though they're still technically a mid top. I was not disappointed by a bit. Finally, in my top 3 is the only Adidas basketball shoe this time, the Harden Volume 7. Love the throwback, but innovative design. Performance is up there, and every little detail seems to have worked on the court. The puffer jacket design is not like a super heavy blanket. It actually feels very nice and cozy in hand and on feet. The sole color is stretchy and conforms to your ankle area comfortably, unlike the Trayon 2 where you'll probably struggle to even put them on. The herringbone traction pattern, boost plus light strike setup are all pluses. So the only thing that might bother some people is the weight. They're at a whopping 500 grams for my size 10.5 pair. One of the heaviest shoes out there, going by numbers on the scale, but they're really not too bad on feet. Still has a decent nimbleness to it. Yeah, but if I was to be honest, even though I think the Harden Volume 7 is a top tier performer, it's not really a shoe that's in my personal rotation most of the times, because I usually just end up going with the more lightweight options. At second place, another rather unfamiliar shoe to some of you I know, but it's just a perfect shoe with almost no weakness. It's the Li-Ning Liren 3 V2, also known as the Sharp Edge 3 V2. This is a low top with great traction and boom in the midsole. These things are almost standard at this point. What really sets it apart is the core feel. It's rare that when you have a thicker and softer foam, the shoe can still stay low to the ground, giving you a good feedback underneath throughout the entire midsole. Whether you're sprinting forward, backpedaling on defense, or going up for a rebound, it becomes a super fluid motion wearing these. Maybe if I was nitpicking, lateral containment could have been better, unlike very hard twists and turns on the court. But otherwise, perfect shoe based on my experience. All right, so my number one pick from all the shoes released this year, I don't know if anyone would have guessed it, is the Asics Nova Surge Low. So these came out basically as a low top version of the Nova Surge 2 back in January. I got them in February, and yeah, ever since then, I don't think any other shoe released this year beats this pair for me. Flight foam is just so comfy and supportive. More importantly, the foam itself is lightweight, so weight is distributed evenly throughout the shoe, and the midsole does not affect the overall balance. The outsole is a squeaky and grippy one. Like the way it squeaks is different too. Not like a super loud and sharp sound, but it's like a lower pitch. And the extensive outrigger part really helps on lateral movements. They're very comfortable for people like myself who have flat feet. This upper mainly has some leather on it, but breathability isn't bad. Like the ventilation holes are there to offset the leather parts. True to size fit, they are waifu friendly. Asics also has 2E and 4E versions specifically. It's just unfortunate that they don't sell basketball shoes here in North America. However, we're ranking all these by their overall performance, and the Nova Surge Low is almost a flawless shoe to me. If you can locate a pair on eBay or any other platforms from Asia, I would 100% recommend these. So that concludes my top 10 basketball shoes from the first half of the year. Again, totally based on performance and my personal experience playing in them. So feel free to share with us your thoughts on any of them or your top picks this year. I also just realized that a lot of Nike and Jordan Brand shoes didn't make it for me, but they do have some promising ones like the KD 16, Luka 2, Jordan 38, and I guess even Zoom Freak 5 coming out very soon. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you on the next one.